What's going on, everybody? It's Chad Reed here for Forge Mentality. Today there's a bonus video on why body count matters. It was requested of me, and so we're going to go ahead and cover it and release it and edit it in the same day. Hopefully you're all having a good Labor Day, out partying, drinking, celebrating, cookouts, car shows, all that kind of stuff. Shitty weather here in Ohio right now in my neck of the woods, so none of that's happening, but we're going to go ahead and make you videos instead. So before I get into the meat of the video, I want to tell you that having a high body count, it doesn't make you a bad person in any way, because you probably have other good qualities about yourself. I love and respect you, and these videos are made in that regard. They're not made to put anybody down. They're just made to make you aware of how it really is. And what you decide to do with that information is totally up to you. You are your own person, and I do not control you. Whether you listen to what I say or disregard it, that's up to you. I only judge people on the character of their person and not on superficial things like body count. Personally, I don't mind a lady with a high body count because I see it as a challenge, because I want to be the best, or one of the best, that she's ever had. Somebody that she will tell her friends about and, reminisce about. And that's my goal. But that isn't all guys' goals. A lot of men are just as insecure about sex as women are in general. And the reason they don't want you to have a high body count, primarily, most men anyway, is because they just are afraid they're not going to add up to whatever experience level you have. So no, there's no problem with the body count, as long as you're open and honest about it with the person that you are seeing or intend to see. And I would give somebody, my real number if they ask, no problem. It really shouldn't be a problem. There's nothing, if you're not embarrassed by it, then own it, correct? But just know that having a higher body count as a woman makes you much less likely to succeed in actually finding a long-term committed relationship. And the reason this is because people you sleep with, the more people you sleep with, the higher chance that you're looking for that next person to sleep with. Even if you decide to go into a relationship, it doesn't really matter, because eventually you're going to look outside of your relationship for the next sexual partner or the next relationship. While in that relationship, the more bodies you have, the higher the chance this is to be the case. If you're not looking for a long-term relationship, then fine, no problem. Go have fun, because you're helping men. Because while they're putting in sessions of work with you, a lady who doesn't care to have a committed long-term relationship with them, they gain that experience on trying to please you, or hopefully actually pleasing you. And then they bring that experience on with them to the next partner, and so on. And so whenever they finally find somebody to have a long-term relationship with or to get married, then they bring all that experience that you have helped them gain. So you are valuable. But if you're not looking for a long-term thing, then fine, go have fun. But what about in 5 years or next year? If you're absolutely sure that you're not going to ever be in a long-term relationship, then go rack them up, sweetie. Go ahead. You're helping. Go for it. But like I said a little bit earlier, the truth of the matter is that men need women who are promiscuous and tend to have a higher body count. The reason this is because men need practice to become the capable and satisfying lovers that women generally require. That's usually within women's top 3 requirements, and it's almost always the top 1 requirement, unless it's money. Money or sex, those are interchangeable. But men don't become satisfying lovers. They don't become beasts in bed as a virgin. It takes practice. And it takes, the more practice you get, the better at it you are. And the only way to practice is to go out and have sex. And so you seek those women that are looking to have sex with you, and the path of least resistance type of stuff, But if you ladies are requiring men who are more than capable in bed, who can make you come several times, give you orgasms, and go down on you, for an hour, you know, and bomb foreplay, and really can, just uh, get you going just by where they touch you or kiss you. Those things take experience, right? You don't want a man who's going to bust in a few seconds or unexpectedly. You don't want a man who's lame in bed, do you? And so if you don't want a man who's kind of not very good in bed, then they need to gain experience. And the best way to do that is with women who like to have sex. So you have a role. But the fact of the matter is that women simply get laid more. And that's because as a woman, all you really have to do is exist. You don't even have to be a nice person. You don't even really have to look good. If your goal is only to have sex, there's tons of men ready for you. You know, um, I like to say that if you open your bedroom window and as a lady and you shout out your window, you're looking for someone to fuck, I guarantee you, you're gonna within moments you're gonna have tons of dudes ready. Like you could message on Facebook in your friends list, and I guarantee you 85% of them dudes are ready to fuck. It's just the way it is. And as a side note, it's actually why men, when they get into a committed relationship with a woman, don't like a woman with a lot of male friends, because even if you don't want to do something, all those men want to do something. And all it takes is for that man that you're with to slip up one time, and then for you to get in your feelings, because women are more emotional and men are more logical. So emotionally speaking, if your emotions are low for just a moment, that's all it takes, even if that wasn't your intended goal in the first place. But we all make mistakes, we all fuck up, and that's not what this video is about. But for a man, they have to build that interest. They have to maybe work out, maybe eat right. They have to do all these different things, and then they could get women, unless they're just genetically gifted from birth because of who their parents were. But even then, those men still have to put in work in order to get attention from most ladies. So women who are promiscuous, they have flings, casual hookups, friends with benefits, hot girl summer, whatever you want to call it. They're all really interchangeable. But I just want you to know that if you participate in that it reduces your chances of having a long-term successful relationship later. Women traditionally have been shamed for having a high body count, and I personally don't think that's right to shame anybody for their body count. That's kind of superficial. But I do think it needs to be acknowledged with a partner, whether it's just a sexual partner, a dating partner, marriage, whatever it is. If you're involved with somebody, you should tell them truthfully your body count, because if you have it, why are you ashamed of it? I think that's why most women get offended when they're asked this about their body count, or they give a fake number. You can't act one way and say you're another. It doesn't work. So if it's all about women's empowerment and having a higher body count, then you being ashamed of it goes against your own principles, and it's illogical. But men know that women with higher body counts are going to demand more from them in the bedroom. It's just a fact that the more you're pleasured by more people, the higher your tolerance for what you used to be pleasured by becomes. Just like if you were smoking weed or something. If you smoke the same strain over and over again, eventually you're going to gain a tolerance to it where it doesn't even really get you high anymore. So you need to stop for a bit or switch to a different kind. But the reason that women have a harder time with a successful long-term committed relationship with a higher body count is because they have a biological process in your brains. It's called pair bonding. Pair bonding simply means that it's a biological process that women seek a lifelong mate and somebody they could potentially have children with. So when you increase your body count, this biological process becomes frayed, because women get emotionally attached to the men that they sleep with on some level, even a great level, to the point where, you know, one person that you've slept with, it's called imprinting. They imprint on you so that you carry them with you mentally for your life. And it's, you know, usually because they're really good in bed or because they emotionally they connect with you. But when this process becomes frayed by the more people you sleep with, because after you sleep with 10 people, your chances of a successful marriage, in this case we could interchange it with a long-term relationship, is only 18%. And this process keeps happening over and over again, and the more bodies you collect, the lower your percentage goes. And so it's just a downhill descent at that point. And then you start getting into toxic relationships, and then you start compounding that because you only know those toxic relationships. So subconsciously or consciously, you're looking for those toxic relationships. And then you end up with a situation where you say, all men are this, all men are trash, all men are garbage. You know, that's because that's not the case at all. I don't feel like I'm trash whatsoever. But we'll cover, you know, we had several subtopics in this video. We'll cover those in their own special dedicated videos at a later time. I just wanted to get this bonus video out for you guys, and that's pretty much all I had to say. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Chad Reed. This is Forged Mentality. I appreciate you all. If you like this, go ahead and subscribe. Leave a comment down in the comment section. We can have a discussion. Have a great day. Have a happy Labor Day. Enjoy some good food. And I'll see you in the next video. Keep smiling.